We're doing a flowy yoga class today. Yoga, Pilates, more of a yoga influence, and with Pilates cueing, I guess. We won't be using really any props. If you do have blocks or a couple of books, you could grab those just for to extend your arm for a couple of balance arm poses will do. And let's just get at it. So just thinking about always supporting your body with your abdominals throughout the whole class, and take breaks if you need them. We don't want you could skip past anything that's not great for your own body, so always respecting your back and any injuries that you may have in your body. And we'll get going. So start with a few cats. It's just a nice way to move the body. Back is going to be flat and round up. I gaze between the knees. Inhale and exhale, come back down. So slow to begin with. Inhale at the bottom and exhale to round. Inhale. Keep your belly tight. Exhale to roll. Inhale. Lifting the eye gaze and exhale. Take a full breath in at the round and exhale to move. Full inhale, exhale round. Just holding the round shape, taking that full breath into your back ribs, expanding your ribcage up to the ceiling, and then moving on the exhale. Pause, take a full breath in, just keep your belly tight. Trying to draw your shoulder blades towards your back pockets. Each time you get to your position, you want to hold it and draw the shoulder blades towards your back pockets. So we'll come through, and then we'll find it just a real gentle extension, nothing crazy, and more as though you're pulling your shoulder blades towards your heart, the bottom of your shoulder blades towards your heart. Exhale. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale to flat. Good, we'll come down onto your bottom and reaching your right leg. We'll just always start with our right leg today, and side bend over. So the idea would be to put the back of your knee down towards the floor. So you're pressing down through the back of your thigh, and also getting this nice side body stretch. And then come back up, slide this leg forward, same leg, and just a forward fold over the one leg. Again, moving the sitting bones out to the side, flex the toes. This is active, so you want the whole top of your thigh activated, tummy is tight. Back is straight, collarbones are broad. And then inhale, sit up tall. We'll switch to the other leg. So side bend first, just holding on. I like to hold on to the pinky toe side of my foot so I can keep the foot active and flat and the back of your thigh down. So activate your quad, and doesn't matter how far over you go, it's more about keeping your both sitting bones down flat, shoulders down, chest is lifted, tummy is tight. Keep the toes, a foot flexing towards the shin, toes towards the shin. Again, like I said, I just give a little pull, nothing crazy, and then turn, so you bring your leg a little more straight out front and lean into that shape. Inhale, exhale, just a couple of breaths. Use the breath to get deeper into the stretch. Good. And then sitting up tall. We'll take both legs out front, flex the toes towards your shins. Just taking your hands behind you, lifting your chest, kind of almost like lifting your bum off the floor. Not really, but a feeling of it. Shoulders back and down, chest lifts, tummy tight, toes pull, 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 pull. Should feel a little bit of a calf stretch. Depends though, for you where you're tight. You might not find this as much. And then release, reach your hands forward, and just a slight hinge so your back stays straight. Collarbones are broad, and they're just gently grabbing onto the calves. So we're trying to aim the sitting bones to the back of the mat, a little wide, pull them apart, stick them out. Next, sitting up tall, shoulders back and down. Just bring the bottoms of your feet together, and then just walking your hips towards your heels. Walk it in, walk it in, walk it in, shoulders back and down, back is straight, chest is lifted, tummy is tight. And then just let the weight of your knees go down. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Just keep breathing. One more breath. Good. And then we'll put one foot in front of the other. Again, sitting up on a block is a knot or a book. Anything to, if you can feel like that is better on your knees. And then just knees coming down towards the floor. Keep your bum on the floor and just reach the chest through here. So you can come down onto your forearms. Keep sticking your bum down though, don't let your butt come off the floor. Inhale. Keep your belly in. Maybe walk your hands out a little bit farther. What we're trying to aim for here is a stretch through the lats. Shoulders down, collarbones broad. So you'll get a stretch to the back of your hips maybe as well. Just depends, like everybody's different where your tight spots are. It should feel good, nothing too crazy. Come back up using the arms, sitting tall. We'll reverse the cross of your feet. Other foot in front, and then we'll come down again. Elbows on the floor first. It's a little gentler first. Just noticing, feeling any compression or pinching or pressure in your knees. Maybe you'll need to ease back up out of that a little bit. Bring the arms forward more. Tummy's tight. Hips stretch, back stretch, maybe armpits, long back of your neck. Just energetically pressing the hands into the floor. And then slide yourself back in, rolling up tall, sitting tall. We'll take a little twist from here. Turn towards your right. Bring your right hand behind you. Tent your fingers. Sitting tall. And maybe taking your eye gaze a little more. Keep your hips square forward. Really feel the rib cage rotating, the sternum rotating. Breathing. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist more. Corkscrew, and it'll unravel that. Come back to center. Maybe just wiggle around a little bit. For those of us that are tight, that's a pretty intense twist. So fingertips on the floor, lifting up, staying straight upright, rotating your eye gaze, lifting the chest, using the exhales to deepen the twist, inhaling to get taller from the top of your head, like someone's got a string pulling up. And come back to center. Good, we'll side bend over, a little more side bending. Bring your elbow down onto the floor. If you can, keep the back hip up. And then push off the floor and we'll come over to the other side. So bringing your arm down, reaching up. And pushing. Over. And over. And over. We're going to sweep around the front, come to the other side and reach. So top arm reaches out in front and places it down. Reaching across the front of your body. Nice circular motion. Over. Stretch, keep your bum down. Just moving your body, doesn't matter. Just trying to stretch out your torso, stretch your hips, and over, side bend, open up. Last one. One more to this side. And then back up in the middle. Nice. All right, so onto your hands and knees. Little core strength. Wake up your core a little bit. So imagine that you had a ball between your knees or your inner thighs, or you could even use a block and put that between your knees or a towel or whatever if you want. I just want the feeling of pulling your knees towards each other and up. So it's a pulling up with your inner thighs. Visualize something between your knees if you don't have it and squeeze towards each other, lifting up really strong through the bottom side of your body. So your pelvic floor, your inner thighs, your low abdominals, shoulders back and down. So really solid, 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 solid. And then without shifting your weight to the left, slide your right leg back. Keep connecting to your pelvic floor. Opposite hand comes forward, thumbs up. So very solid. And then bring it down. Inner thighs, really pulling them up towards your pelvis. And then not shifting your weight to the right, left leg goes back. So if you do that, you'll feel a little more work in your obliques on the left side. Maybe, thumb up, shoulders down, collarbones broad, flex the toes, nice and solid. Pelvic tilt maybe even. Pull the pubic bone towards your belly button. Get this low back smoothed out. Slide your hand back in, knee goes down. Round your back, come back to flat. So toes are tucked under, collarbones are broad. Set the shoulders, and then just hover the knees off the ground. Knees are off. Just really trying to activate the core. Shoulders back and down. I think I said that already. Firm pressure into your hands. Breathing. Just a little sneaky guy, hey? And then knees down. Toenails down, slide your hips back. Reach your arms forward. Head down. And come back up. All right, first down dog, hips up. Hold your dog. I like to just kind of spread out my toes a little bit, drop the heels down. Check that your head is in the right place, sending your sitting bones up. So you can look towards your belly button and then bring your head back, just between your arms. Pushing a little more to your index finger and thumb. Lowering the heels, sending your torso through your arms a little bit more. breathing. Good, we're gonna come forward towards your feet, towards your hands, any way you can get there, with a nice flat back. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, rolling up one vertebrae at a time till you're tall standing. Reach the arms up, so hands are shoulder width apart, shoulders are down. Bring your hands together, hold them at your heart. Press the hands together. Lift up your toes, pull up on your thighs. Good, and then reaching back up. Come all the way down, bend your knees. Forward fold. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Get your hands ready. Plant your hands, step back. One leg, other one comes to meet it. From here, we'll just put the knees right down. Hug the ribs. So rotate your bicep part of your arm in, and then lower your way down onto the mat. Toenails are down. We'll take the hands wide, tent your fingers, and then just press up. Inhale, and then exhale to come back down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower back down. Toenails down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back down. Get a nice stretch through your front body, maybe. Opening up the front. Let's do one more. Inhale. And then back down. Good. Place your hands back down on the mat under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Keep your knees down. Press your way up. From here, lift your knees off the floor, slide your hips back. Inhale. And then we'll hold the right leg up in the air, or lift it, I should say. Rotate the hip and bend the knee, just a little opener. Keep your shoulders square to the mat. And then we'll bring that out and in, and then stepping your right foot up to the top of your mat. So we'll go into the first lunge low. So back knee goes down, and you can lean into that front knee so you get a little bend in your ankle and reach up. Remember, it's always okay to let your knee go over your toes as long as your back knee is down. It's fine, there's no pressure on your knee at all that way. One more breath in, get tall, and exhale. Bring your hands down to heart center. We'll take a little twist here, so left elbow, right knee. Keeping the back knee down. Just taking that nice twist. Hips stay square forward. And we'll untwist that. Bring your hands back down, kick your right foot back. Left leg goes up, and we'll open that hip, bend the knee, keep your shoulders square to the top corners of your mat. Heel down on your bottom leg. Just keep breathing. Good. Unravel the hips or untwist the hips. Bend your knee in, and then we'll look where we're going to put that hand. Bring it up. And then back knee down. Let your knee come forward into this hip opener. Just like a prep for splits in a way. Also, it's good to get the bend in the front ankle. Shoulders down. And just breathe. I find with yoga, it's interesting to play with the breath a little bit. Naturally, I think naturally we kind of do what is good. But if you do focus on just breathing in and out your nose, it does generate more heat in your body, and I find it's harder. But with Pilates, we exhale out of the mouth, hands together at your heart, right elbow, left knee. Lift yourself up and out of that so you can get room for your belly to come over and twist in that direction. Hips square forward, shoulders down. So, no real wrong way to breathe. It's just sort of interesting how different breath patterns make it feel different. Focus and emphasis is different. Come back. All right, so we'll step back again. So plant your hands, step your left foot back into your down dog, pop your knees down, take a quick little child's pose. Keep your hands ready to go. We're just gonna kind of keep coming here for quick mini breaks. And then back up onto your feet, into your down dog. And then we'll step our way up to the top. Or hop if you like, forward fold, halfway lift. And then roll up one vertebra at a time and reaching up, hands down. So stepping your right foot back on an angle. So the wider your feet are apart, the more stable that will be for you. And then we'll bend into the front knee. Hips aiming forward, reaching up. Squeeze your bum, lift up through the pelvic floor. Just 2 more breaths here. Good, bring your hands down, step up. So your feet are a little wider than sitting bone distance on this one. Step your back foot, and then just do your little wiggle. Everybody's different in your mobility. Where, you know, this guy, you do want your knee pretty much above your ankle, and then not shooting over your toes. And really grounding down into that back foot. Square your hips and shoulders. So this right hip tends to want to come forward. If you can kind of pull the thigh bone into the back of your hip, squeeze your glutes on both legs. And then also, finally, get into your little pelvic tilt. We want to stabilize and support the low back. So we're not swaying and we're more active in the pose. And you're not kind of sagging into it. Hands back. Step up to the top. Inhale, lift. Push your hips forward. Squeeze your bum. Feel like you're pulling your inner thighs up. All the way down. Bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step back into your plank. You can put your knees down here, or you can come all the way down with the knees off. Toenails down. This time we'll keep the hands in. Press up, inhale, shoulders down. Lower yourself all the way back down. Tuck your toes, shoulders down. You can leave your knees down to get up to here. Knees off, slide it back. Super. Right leg comes up. High lunge. This back knee will stay off. Knee above your ankle. Ooh, square your hips straight forward. Try to get the back leg, you know, a little bit straight. We're not taking a back bend or anything here. Squeeze your bum. Shoulders down. Maybe get a little lower. Hands together. Take a twist. So we'll hook the left elbow onto your right knee. Shoulders back and down. Straighten up your back leg. One more breath cycle. Unravel. Hands down. Step your right foot back. above your ankle, come up, straighten your back leg, reach up. It's like doing yoga on 3 yoga mats on this carpet. Shoulders down, squeeze your bum. That's me making excuses for when I'm wobbling all over. Shoulders down, pelvic tilt. So you really want to get that feeling of pelvic tilting and then straightening the leg. So you're not finding the extension of this hip in your back. Does that make sense? Shoulders down. Good. Hands together. Hook your right elbow on your left knee, or whatever side you're on. If you're like me, always on the wrong side. Shoulders back and down. We won't have any long patterns to make up for, so try and make yourself even. Strong legs. Shoulders down, collarbones broad. Lift. Untwist. Hands down, step back. Knees down, hips back. Just breathe. Good. Come back up. All right, down dog again. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. This time, we'll power up the legs. Slide the hands back, tummy tight, and press up. Push your hips a little bit forward just to open those hips. Little compression of the hips. Counterbalance, right? Counter stretch. Good. Come here. Okay, so right foot steps back. And there's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Bend the front knee. We'll take your arm onto the front thigh and rotate and open up to the side or to the ceiling. Keep breathing. Shoulders down. Reach back. Reach forward. Check your arms. I'm sure mine are all wonky. Tummy is tight. Pelvic tilt. Inner thigh spins up to the ceiling behind you. Feel like you're pulling your mat together. Straighten up your front leg and we'll step up to the top. Good, keep it simple, right? Simple is good. Okay, so we'll line up your feet. It should take a second or two. Shoulder down, knee over your ankle. Shoulders back and down and then open her up. Top arm, side angle. Pulse. And again, watch this right hip. We want to aim the right hip at the back foot. Right sitting bone. Aim it down there. Pelvic tilt, shoulders down on both arms. Keep checking the alignment. Very good, so staying here for 2 more breaths. Tummy tight, keep aiming that right hip back. Back of the mat. Top arm reaches back, lift up, double check. Technique, form. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, reaching energetically from the fingertips. Good. Hands on your hips, we'll step to the top. Okay, so taking your right foot into your right hand from the inside. Hold that there. So hips are going to try and stay square forward. And we're just pushing into the right hand with the right foot. this is giving you any pressure in your knees, you can, just stay here or push back. We're just opening and then reach your left arm up. Squeeze your glutes. Again, remember, eye gaze down. It's better for balance. Very good. Keep pushing back. Firm up the thigh on the standing leg. Good. Just a modified dancer, nothing too crazy. We'll go to the other leg. So grab onto the inside, arch side of your foot. Ooh. And then try not to let your knees splay out. Just activate your glutes. Push back, hips stay square forward. And maybe add that arm in. Just lengthen a little more, pull up on your kneecap. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt. Ooh. Keep looking down. Ahead. Keep breathing, keep lengthening, stay solid and strong. Again, back to your P muscles, anus, all of that pulling up and in. Up, up, up. And we'll come down. Reach up. And all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back plank. Tip forward, hug your ribs, lower your way down, toenails down. We'll press up onto the tops of your feet and then roll back into your down dog. Aim your sitting bones up at the ceiling, arching your back a little bit. Bend your toes. And work on the bend of the foot. Look like Barbie doll feet. Pull up on your thighs. Nice. Bend your knees, look forward, tippy toe up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Sweep the hands back. So we're in this little kind of chair pose. Inhale, lift up. Little back bend. And then coming down. Good. So this is where you might want your prop. So we'll have it in the left hand and step your right foot back. So a triangle pose. Reaching out. So try not to kick your bum back. Keep your hips sort of as they are. Reach your torso forward and tip into your triangle. Trikonasana, shoulders down, chest lifts, looking straight out. We're going to keep this very squarish shape. So lift your chest, pull up on your pelvic or your pubic bone, pull up towards your belly button. Spin that back thigh. Inner thigh spins up behind you. Think like you're pulling up stockings on this front leg. You're pulling all the thigh muscles up. Good. Top hand comes down to your hip. You're going to bend into that front leg and just step in that back foot a little. Slide your left hand up to the top corner, maybe even a little higher. So the hand is directly below your shoulder. Eye gaze stays on the floor. We want to firm up both legs. So your standing leg is straight as well as your back leg. Toes are flexed towards your shins on the leg that's up, your right leg. And then you reach your arm up towards the ceiling and then eye gaze to the side. Oop, not even in there. Sorry guys. Try that again. all over. There we go. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. Bring your hand to your hip. Back leg comes down, and then we'll end up back in our Trikonasana. I didn't come out of there gracefully because I ran out of room. Sorry. And then top hand on your hip, bend your knees, stand up tall. Good, we'll do that on the other side. I'll go this way so I'm not. Start with the Trikonasana. So you'll face the opposite direction. Maybe. So nice and long. Remember, no big huge kick. Just reach with your torso and side bend down. And then from here, think about spinning that back inner thigh up towards the ceiling, a little pelvic tilt, shoulders back and down. Long arms. And just looking straight out on the side. Just breathe. One more. Remember, shoulders down. Top hand on your hip. So bend your front leg to get into the shape. So we pop up from here. Shoulders back and down. Flex your toes on the up leg. Pull that leg back and up. Reach the arm up, top arm. Side gaze goes to the side wall. Lift. And lengthen. Good. Bring your top arm down. Bend your front leg. Come back down into Trikonasana or triangle. Lift up. Good. Top arm on your waist and up. Should have bent that leg first, sorry. Okay, so then we'll spread out. Toes turned slightly in, just slightly. And then hands on your hip, back is flat. Lean forward. Arms fall down below the shoulders. Right hand flat in the middle. And then just open up to the left. Nice. And then down. Left hand down. Right arm opens up. Lengthen your spine. And it comes back down. Forward fold. So, maybe your head goes on the floor. Maybe you can do this or this. That's about as far as I'm going today. It's a good tool for measuring your progress. Okay, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So we'll go down into a yoga squat. So the variations on this are huge. You can have a block under your heels. That works for you. You could maybe be even more parallel with your feet if you have that range of motion. But it's just a great hip opener. Forgot what I was gonna say. Shoulders back and down. Bum hangs down. But you should be somewhat active in this, like you could get up. Just a few seconds more. If you can, if you're comfortable. Just if you really find this easy for you, then maybe you need to work on the strength more and a little less on the mobility. So then you want to be able to hold it a bit. I need the flexibility. Mine aren't very open. My hips, hands down, hips up, straighten your legs. So again, blocks here. Just a nice little stretch. Good, bend your knees and roll up the rest of the way. Ooh, stepping up to the top. Inhale, reach. And back. Taking your right foot to your inner thigh or your ankle or on the floor. I'm not sure where I'll be today. So squishy floor. We're going to take another attempt on this side of the dancer. So holding onto the inside, left arm up, and coming forward. Just any variation that you enjoy is fine. That's it for me today. Good. Come back out. We'll do the tree on the other side. So wherever your foot goes, best for you. Like this is just not great on some people with really bad knees or just tight. Over here. Can't remember what we did. Press the hands together, shoulders back and down, tummy is tight. Try and squeeze your bum. Kind of press the hips a little forward as you squeeze your legs and your thigh together. For those of you that are more Pilates focused person, you know, the tree pose, it's always about the equal pressure on the thigh and the foot. So not just pressing with your foot. Push your thigh into the foot. Find much more connection. Hug the midline. All right, so we'll go right into your dancer. Grab onto your foot. Use the other arm for balance. Shoulders back and down. Very good. Falling out. So coming forward, just wherever feels good for you today. Could be not going out at all. Might be just hanging onto your foot, like me. Lift the chest. Pressing back. Squeeze your glutes. Pull up on your thighs. You want to pull your kneecap up towards your thigh, really active as you press back, and then fall out. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway left. Plant your hands, step back into your plank. Shoulders back and down. Tip forward, hug the ribs, press up to the tops of your feet, and back into your down dog. Right leg comes up, sweep it through into your pigeon. So again, this is not always great for everybody. So maybe on your back with the number 4 stretch, or you can use the blocks or books or pillows and prop up your hip a little bit. So check the back leg is straight. You want it straight back from your hip or your sitting bone. Lift the chest. We're not going into a passive variation of the pigeon. We're going to lift up and lower your hips down. Okay, so lifting up, what I mean by that doesn't make a lot of sense, but lifting up from the crown towards the ceiling, like there's a string, belly tight, but at the same time as you're lengthening your spine, you're grounding your bum down. Now from here, right hand goes in the middle, bend your back knee and grab a hold with the same foot, same hand as the foot. Try not to pop up. I always tend to pop up a little bit. Shoulders back and down. This is not accessible for everybody. I barely made it. But if you are there and you want to try for the balance, reach the right arm up and then down. Wiggle back into your down dog. Might need a little stretch there. for that right hip. So now we'll go left side, left leg up, sweep it through. Square your hips to the top of the mat. So let's see how I kind of walk my knee back so I get my hips closer to the floor for those of us with the tight hips. Toenail down. Now just check that your leg is straight back from your sitting bone. It's not going to the side. And then lift up. Use your hands or blocks too. I'm going to mention it on the other side, but this is a really great option. Now you want to avoid too much sway in your low back, so pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt. Block under this hip, this side. Another great option. So lengthen and control. Ground your hips down. Bend your back knee. Grab on with the same hand or not. This is probably pretty challenging for most of us without adding anything more to it. But if you want to try and balance here and lift. Shoulders down, tummy tight. Good, hand down, release the foot, and we'll go back into your down dog. Good. Just pedal that out. Knees down, hips back. We'll finish with on your back, and we'll do a happy baby. So coming onto your back, knees together. We'll do a few rolls if that feels okay for you. So you can roll back, kick your feet up over your head, and come up. Rolls. For me, it feels really, really nice to massage, but it doesn't feel good for everybody. If you want to pause and take a little inversion here, you could. But if you're done, then you come all the way down with control. Take a happy baby. Shoulders back and down. A little rocking from side to side. Extra happy baby. Some of my Pilates students call this an unhappy baby. They don't like it. I think it's the best thing ever. And then bring your feet down. Stretch out long. And then open your legs, arms wide. Maybe readjust your hips so you don't feel any pressure in your lumbar part of your spine. Palms facing up for energy. Just release the fingers, close the eyes. Exhale out your mouth. Big breath in, big breath out. And then you can just continue on.